calls, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door, yeah. Yeah, on my calls, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Money everywhere, I'ma get mine for show. Why you hating shit and I'ma get mine to go. I be on the island trying to zip line the coast. Sitting on the money, I'ma get mine and goes. Yeah, on my calls, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Money everywhere, I'ma get mine for show. Why you hating shit and I'ma get mine to go. I be on the island trying to zip line the coast. Sitting on the money, I'ma get mine and goes. People say they want it, but you knowin' that I want mine the most. Yeah, ain't no money, I'ma pass up. Roll it, then I gas up, tryna get my bread by the loaf. Wanna be the greatest, but it take time to grow. Could be on vacation, I could whip out the ghost. Smoking on the greatest, take a sip out and flow. Said that you the greatest, but ain't this kind of go. Said that you perform, it ain't this kind of show. Did it all before, bet you this time it go. Gotta travel overseas, get you this kind of cold. Didn't know it all before, bet you this time I know. People didn't know I come with this kind of flow. I be on the other side, I'm open this kind of dough. I don't need no activists to get in this kind of mode. I'm just living out my dream, and this what I know. Yeah, on my calls, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag.
Okay, yeah, and we live too. So
we're live. Peace, man.
Yep, we live. So you can kind of pick up right where you left off.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So me and my bro was talking earlier about black men, black women accountability. I said to him, bro, let's go let's go live with it, so to be in a public forum. And my man, you know, he made it happen. So I'm here. And my stance on it real quick, bro, just and I'm
go off.
Right. A lot of I was saying, I started a live early, but I'm just continue with here. A lot of our sisters, bro, they're expressing frustration and dissatisfaction with black men, with our men, with our brothers, right? And I have asked myself, because when I think about different areas that we need to work on, community, I like to actually sit down with it, bro, and really think about it and really treat it as a subject that needs to be dissected and analyzed, because it does. Right? So I've done that with this situation, because at first I was trying to avoid it, like I was telling you earlier. I was trying to avoid this conversation, but really it's
it's an unavoidable conversation. And
unavoidable.
Mainly, the only reason the conversation really got to be had is because it's men who keep on talking about no one's being accountable, women ain't being held accountable, and at the same time, it's a whole lot of fuck shit going on our end of it that men aren't even willing to speak on. And when women bring it up, it's like, yeah, but you guys are doing this. No. You got to address the topic at hand before you just try to pass blame off onto somebody else.
Exactly. And you got to be willing to have the conversation in honest, you understand what I'm saying, and look at both sides of the coin. It can't just be one-sided. Everything is to blame because the woman doesn't this, the woman ain't doing that, and that's just not real, and that's just not honest.
But wait, in the same breath, we the leaders, we're the protectors, we're the providers. We supposed to have women listening to us, and we don't even listen to ourselves. That's not going to work. And you're going to get a lot of pushback from a whole lot of women. That's like, man, these dudes that's talking that stuff ain't really living it. They saying that they're leaders. They're saying all of this, but they're not proving it.
Nope.
They're not in any way, shape, or form. They're not smart enough to be able to teach them anything. They're lacking in a lot of subjects.
Yes, sir. And what you just said was key. We're not proving it. That's something that I had to look at when I was analyzing the situation, and I'm like, okay, it is our fault. And when I say our fault, I mean not individually your fault, my brother, because you're a married man with your wife, take care of your children and things of that nature. And there's a lot of brothers that do what they're supposed to do. But when I'm saying that, I'm speaking for the collective, because we have to understand that this world is not just built from the individual standpoint. There is a collective that needs to be looked at, and it needs to be have structure and things. And as a collective of black men in this country, we don't have structure. We don't have standards. We don't have a way of training our young men. Our young men don't even respect us, brother,
at all.
And this is what I was talking to another brother, and I hope he gets on here because he has a great mind as well. If down in Florida, we was talking, and I'm like, bro, our young men should look up to us and they should respect us. These European men, they have created a system that has made their young men willing to lay their lives down for their leadership. And they've been doing it. That's why they've been able to conquer and take over this world pretty much. We don't have that. We don't have a system. We don't have the respect of our families and the respect of our young men that they will lay down their lives for us. Bro, they won't even listen to us.
Once again, it's a man problem again.
It's a man problem.
It's a generation before us of men that failed the young men. So what do you do when you're 13 years old and the guy that you used to look up to that was driving the Benz, wearing the jewelry, you serving him now? That was the 80s generation right there. You wind up serving the very men that you look up to. You see them degrading themselves in ways that you would never picture men like that happening to. So you stop accepting advice from somebody like that because they're living a lifestyle that you would be okay living. Like, why would I take advice from a man that I don't want to become?
Exactly.
Now, prior to that, they were men that we wanted to become. They were men that we looked up to. Our truck drivers, men like that were heavily advocated for. If you had a job like that, you bricklayer, you build the road, that was an honorable job back then.
Yeah. Even a bus driver, garbage man, yeah. Brothers, carpenters and welders, like we were speaking about, my brother.
Because where would the world be without them?
Come on, that runs.
Now the young boys, they ain't trying to listen to nothing we saying because there's also no money involved in anything that we saying. It's just get off the corner, stop doing this, stop doing that. But you're not giving them an alternative. You got to redirect that energy somewhere. So okay, you guys like grouping up together and doing these things. How come you guys don't have a YouTube channel where you teach about firearm safety versus just waving them in the camera, pointing them at each other? Like there's other ways you could go about it. We get it. You guys like firearms. People like them just like you do. Why don't you guys find a better way that you can use those? Y'all like grouping up and talking about sports or what's going on local in the news. Y'all need to find a way to monetize that versus standing on the corner and degrading us. Because whenever black men do something, all of us look bad. Every time a black man do something that's just off the wall, I'm in the crib like, come on, man. Because we all have to pay for that, even if we're married, even if we have children, even if we're not the ones doing it. We share the same image. We're going to be looked at the same for the exact same thing. Yeah.
Bingo. We share the same image. Bingo. Exactly. And that's the mindset that I need the brothers like myself and like you, that we've been blessed to be able to be, see things in a different way. And we're able to be more productive and things of that nature. We need to come together. We need to put our collective talents and minds and resources and everything together. And we need to fight against white supremacy, because that's what's causing all these issues. The white supremacists that run the government, I'm not saying everybody in government is, but the ones that run the government, they are. And this is what's causing our problems. They've created systems. And we can say, oh, well, it's hard. The black man can't do this. The black man can't do that. But why don't we have something to combat that?
We do.
Go ahead, man.
I think the best way to go about that is to do what all the other Africans and all the other people do. Completely ignore them.
I agree with that.
Those same people were after the Jews. The Jews just ignored them, built their own communities, and they don't have to worry about them. They were against the Asians, so they just said, okay, if you guys don't like us, imagine how much you hate us when you see a little China everywhere you go. There's a Chinatown in every city that you go to. So no matter how much you didn't like us, as long as we ignored it and kept moving forward, it's like it didn't even exist. So we could do the exact same thing. It's not like we don't have the resources. There's rappers making millions of dollars. They're getting paid 50, 60K a show. There's nothing that we can't have. We're just bad at pooling our money. We're bad at sticking together. And no one is even stopping us from doing it. That's the sad part. They couldn't stop us when they could stop us. So when the laws were there, the Jim Crow laws and all of that was in place. We built Tulsa during Jim Crow's segregation, where we had nothing to depend on but ourselves. We was able to build, and more than one Tulsa. What most people don't know is Tulsa was rebuilt afterwards. So we built Tulsa, they burnt it down. We moved to a city right next to it, rebuilt it. And what happened? It winded up getting shut down because we wanted to go shop with everybody else. We didn't want to shop with our own people. So it shut down the black businesses that we had because people refused to patronize them. So we need a culture shift. And it's not going to come with no religion, because we're not going to get everybody to agree on a religion. We're going to have our Hebrews. We're going to have our Christians. We're going to have everybody. We just going to have to learn how to ignore that. Well, when we sit down at this table, we all just one. Whatever you choose to do, whatever you choose to do behind closed doors, whoever you pray to, that's on you. But trying to force everybody to join underneath this one umbrella is never going to work. Because we were never under one umbrella. Some people was Yoruba, some was Voldoon. There was a bunch of different cultures. It's always been like that. So I think going to the young men, I say if we start teaching them to completely forget about white supremacy, they'll see very quickly that it doesn't exist. It only exists if you believe in it. There's nothing they're going to do to stop you. When you make your LLC online, they don't know what color you are. They got YouTube channels where you don't even have to show your face. You can generate it through AI and have it look like a white person doing it. At this point, there's nothing that they could do to stop us. And I think that's one thing we could just eliminate out of kids' minds right there, that there's not going to be no white boogeyman standing in front of Walmart telling you not to apply here. No, you can go apply there. You can make the money. You can invest it properly in the things that make you money back, and you'll be good to go. That's just my opinion.
No, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. I totally agree with you. We don't even need to worry or anything about them. We need to build our own systems and our own infrastructures and our own thing and be independent like we were at a time. There was a time when we were after Reconstruction, the Reconstruction period after the Civil War. That's actually
when America was doing very bad, we were doing very good.
Well. We were doing well.
You know why? Because we left with all the skills. White people wasn't out there welding. They wasn't out there building roofs and using pitch. They wasn't out there with the medicines. The medicines came from us. So when they separated us, we actually thrived because we carried all the skills. Now we refuse to teach them skills to our children. We want to send them to football practice. We want to send them to basketball practice. Meanwhile, the Chinese kids is sending their kids to be engineers. They school year round. I don't do summer off for my kids. Like you're getting schooled year round. If the Asians could do it, you could do it. Like if they don't need a summer off, you don't need a summer off. You'll be all right.
They don't even they don't even get weekends off. They have school. Chinese and
they're not playing.
Kids to school on the weekend too.
Yeah, they're not playing.
They're not playing around, bro.
Everywhere you go where you see somebody important, it's one of them there.
Yep. And that just comes from the men taking the leadership role. And creating that standard to where this is what they know, this is what is going to happen, and this is what it's going to be. And that's what
men are trying. I see that men are trying to take the community back.
Absolutely. It's just this conversation right here, bro, is us showing that.
We actually want to take the weight off of the women because we see that it's not working. Your shoulders wasn't built to carry the weight of the world around it. And we see a lot of crumbling going on because you just weren't designed for that. You need the help. We need the help. Like we're taking more time doing stuff we ain't supposed to be doing either. Like I'm sitting at laundromats doing all of that, man. We should be earning enough money that wifey could be at home and she takes care of that kind of stuff. I never decorated my crib. I just get the crib and she decides what curtains is going up and up. I shouldn't be deciding stuff like that. Just like she shouldn't be deciding what's going to happen with these kids. What culture are we going to find? That's things that the man needs to come in and fill in the blanks on. And men are scared to do it now. Women, and the only reason I believe men are scared to do it is because enough women said it. And if they keep saying the same thing, I'm not just going to assume they all lying. If they say that these dudes are bad at leadership, these dudes are bad at leadership, then I have one conversation with them and I'm like, I don't even know why she with you. I don't even know why. Granted that you have room to grow. You still have time to grow. I just don't understand how she's following behind somebody who's blind. You have no idea where you're going. You have no idea what you want to do, but you want her to listen to you. That's not going to work. You're going to get a rebel. You're going to get a rebel.
And it damn sure ain't going to work nowadays because our women are more educated than they were in the past.
earning
So,
more money, more educated.
yeah,
So it's not like they're sticking around because
no,
they need the
they don't
finances.
need. They
They
don't
are
need you.
gone.
Yeah,
No, they are gone. When they say they don't need a man, they are dead ass serious. Like for the things that most men are attempting to provide, they don't exactly need you for that.
And that's what I'm, and that's something I want to talk about too, bro. Like, even what a man is more than just being able to pay bills and things like that.
That's baseline.
That's baseline.
Yeah,
And that's what, like you were saying, that's what brothers is trying. We're still going off that way of thinking that, oh, if I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and that the woman should just automatically listen. And it's way more than that.
Nah, it ain't that simple.
It's not that simple.
It ain't that simple. You got to show and prove. You got to show
Yeah.
and prove. And then after a while, she trusts your judgment enough that she doesn't even have to think in bad situations. You won't get no pushback in certain situations because you've shown and proved over a number of years that when you say something, something happens. When you make a move, the move benefits the family. But when she sees that you've been trying to rap for the last 8 years, going to the studio,
right,
wasting
fucking
money
off the money. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
you still out with your homies at the club doing absolutely nothing.
Yep.
You live with the kids, but they barely know you.
Too? And
you cheating? And you wait, so you broke. Hold up. So wait, you broke, you fucking up, you hanging out with your broke ass friends, taking their broke ass advice, and you cheating? Nah, that is not gonna work. That is not gonna work. Not going to work. And I don't blame women for saying that that's not going to work. I actually hope that they hold men to a way higher standard than that right there, where you can still have access to a woman, potentially be out here making children, and you don't even know who or what you are. You have no idea. That this is going to sound twisted, but jail was the best thing that has ever happened to me. It was the one moment where I had time to sit back, look at myself and say, who am I and what is it that I want to be? These dudes hang around so many guys so often, they don't take no time to that. That's why our mamas used to make us go in the room and just be quiet for a little bit. They knew deep down this is what these boys need. They need to sit there and just think. That their minds are just mashed potatoes now. Everything just merges. They can't critically think anymore because they haven't had that second to themselves. That's why these dudes come back out of jail and you can't even recognize them anymore. But that's who he was supposed to be at 16. He's still years behind. He was supposed to be that right there at 16. He was supposed to be a mega genius by now. But sometimes that's what it takes. That's what it takes sometimes. And
no, bro, the same thing for me. Like, yeah, I did a little bit, and it sat me down, and that's when I learned. That's when I really started thinking about shit, like my actions. What am I doing? Why am I even thinking like this? Why do I even have these desires and thoughts? What am I?
Change my mind. Was the loser ass mentality of the black men that I seen inside of there. Like the way that they love sitting inside of that place and the way that they love the power that they had over the people inside of those dorms. I'm like, we're in jail. Like you're sitting here happy over some kind of power that you have. And you're in jail. The people that have the power is that CO that'll tell you to shut the fuck up and go sit down. And you gonna shut the fuck up and go sit down. That's the person who has the power. To be emasculated like that for years at a time and to still think you something is just beyond me. I realized very quickly that if that's what gangster is, I'm not that. These dudes don't mind catching an extra 5 or 6 years while they're in there because they're not coming home to nothing. I knew I was coming home to some more opportunities. I knew I wasn't done yet. They think they're done. That this is the end of the road right here. I'm gonna be the big homie up here. I'm gonna be calling shots. I'm gonna control the store, and I'm gonna do this back to back so I can tell stories about it. That is the most loser shit I ever seen. When the Spanish guys came in, if you could speak Spanish, you had new shoes by the end of the day. You had deodorant, a locker full of food.
That's a fact.
A phone call to your family that was up there by the weekend.
In a bowl of food, bro.
If you black and you walked in there, you know what the first thing they asked? Are you banging? I said, this got to be the most idiotic shit I've ever seen in my life. That when we come in here for the exact same crimes, y'all still care about bandana colors that we're not even allowed in the jail. Bandana colors that don't exist while we're here. Meanwhile, they're teaming up over there and they don't give a fuck how many separate gangs is involved in that. If they Mexican, they Mexican. If they Puerto Rican, they Puerto Rican. They don't care about any of that other stuff. And actually, if they see you associating with us, they'll disown you as one of their own. You either going to stay over there with them or you're going to be over here with us. Meanwhile, we so broken and fragmented. I said, I'm glad some of you niggas is staying in here. As bad as that sounds, there were some niggas that I met up there that I was glad that they were staying in there. You come back home and the youth are going to be way more fucked up than they already are. They actually already messed up because that's what you left before you went in. To let you back out. Now, there were some other dudes that need to be let out. There's some OGs in there that could calm these streets like this if you could get them back out here, but they got 2 to life for an ounce of crack back in the 70s.
They the ones with all the time. Yep.
They got the most time out of there, but that accountability you learn from being around men who hold you accountable.
Exactly.
You're not around nobody who holds you accountable. These people can do whatever they want to do, and no one's gonna check them on it. No one's gonna say nothing to them about it. They ain't gonna tell them they fucking up. I do something wrong, I can't stop hearing about it. My friends are gonna call me until I fix that problem. Exactly. I get caught doing some shit with my wife. I'm gonna have to answer to a whole lot of dudes that I really don't want to have to answer to. So I'll just sit my black ass down back at home because I don't want to risk my image for these guys. Like, I don't want these guys mad at me. I don't think the young kids have nobody that they respect like that.
They don't, bro. Well, they do. They have ones that they respect, but they're not the right type of people. They're leading them to do destructive things. Not to be, you know what I mean? Not to be productive and have a long life and longevity and treat your woman right and shit, like treat your kids right.
Oh, that's simping now. That's simping now.
Yeah,
that's simping now. You can't treat a woman right. What do you mean treat a woman right? If you're not dogging her out, you ain't a high value alpha male. All that other nonsense that they're spewing. And little do they know, the men who are the calmest, the most gentlemen, those are the guys that women, they just melt around those kind of guys. They get around dudes like you and think, this will be exciting for a couple months before you die or go to jail. Like this will be. I'll get to drive in a nice car, take some nice pictures real quick, but this ain't gonna last. When they get around, when real men walk in anywhere, it's over. You smell it right away. All of the little boys become little boys again. You can spot them out of the entire room. They're not teaching them how to be proper men no more. Love your woman, like that's simping. What do you can't love no woman. I'm like, what do y'all? But y'all love y'all homies.
Exactly.
Pause.
Exactly, bro.
Pause.
Bro, this is so back. It's so backwards now, bro. You know the men. These men. You know these young brothers. They want the woman to open the door for them now.
I see. I'm like, come on,
like it's
bro.
Just backwards. You know what I'm saying?
For the date. Since you asked me on a date, you're gonna pay for it. Well,
you paid for the date. It's like what? What are you talking about? Like this is not how it's supposed to go.
Men
and this
pay
is
for
my.
the date.
If they're doing this on minor things, you know it's going to be fucked up in the bigger thing.
Oh yeah, on the major things, it's over.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like now it's like okay, it's like to a point now. It's like okay, we the ones that have understanding that really give it because it's others that have understanding, but they don't really give a fuck about the community like that. They just see it as a come up because it can be a come up because. You know, historically, our people are naive to certain things, and we're easy. We trust easily. We don't have enough.
And we're very forgiving.
Very forgiving.
They always ask if black people were so powerful, how come they lost? We don't carry only against each other, which baffles me. Against each other, we carry the most violence I have ever seen us display. But amongst other people, if you lost, you'd love to be in a black community. If you're homeless, you would love to be in a black community. If you come in here from another country, you would love to be in the black community. You're going to get the most help. The people are going to show you around. But then when it comes to each other, soon as we see each other, we're on high alert for something.
Already grilling.
I speak to black men walking down the street. Yo, what's good with you, brother? And they just freeze sometimes. Like, what you mean what's good with me? I'm just asking you how you doing today. You look like you're having a long day. Are you all right? Like mentally, are you cool? And sometimes they be like, actually, no, I'm not. And I'll be like, yo, take this walk with me, man. Holler at me. I seen it in your face. What the hell wrong with you? You walking around looking like that. It's been a bad day for you. What the fuck is going on here? They don't have nobody they could go to and do that no more. And that's sad.
And that's sad.
That's where all this anger is coming from.
Yes, sir. And the anger is being it's anger from the world that's being and we're projecting it and putting and taking it out on our women and our children. And this is where the problem is. We keep focusing on it and getting so angry and saying what they need to be doing and this and that, but really the anger is really from the system that's oppressing us. It's really from the fact that we're frustrated that
no, you know what it is?
we're going through these things.
It's lack of knowledge. And when you finally start to get some of that knowledge back as a black person, you start to become one of the most angry people ever because you realize how long you've been tricked. I'm angry every day. I'm angry every day that I was tricked out of my opportunity because there was somebody telling me that I couldn't do something because I was black. Didn't come to find out. Had we just attempted it, we'd have been fine. We thought this whole time, okay, if you get caught growing cannabis in New York, you're fucked. You're fried. Yeah, they about to send you up top. Come to find out, cultivation has always been a misdemeanor. Possession of it after it's cultivated is the felony. So what were the white folks in New York doing? They were cultivating, and if they got caught, it was a misdemeanor. But if we got caught with their product afterwards, it's a felony. So they're never getting caught with the product. They only get caught with it in cultivation stages where it's misdemeanor level. Now, had we known this the entire time, we wouldn't have been looking for the white boy with the good weed. And now that the licenses are coming with the equity program, we'd have been ready. But we're not ready because of lack of information, because of lack of knowledge. That's what no one was around to tell us any of this. Wait, what do you mean I don't have to go get a job doing? Wait, what do you mean instead of going to college that I should be going to trade school? What do you mean an electrician makes $100 an hour? What do you mean that HVAC has to be done in every crib that's ever built? Wait, what do you mean bricklaying makes me $60,000 a year, $80,000? What do you mean welding can be this? We never knew it. We never, and by the time you find it out, you done been introduced to the street.
Now our generation, we lost it. We was pushed so much to go to college, go to college. Yes. Right, and that was an agenda.
Meanwhile, while your mother was pushing go to college, your daddy trying to show you how to work on that engine outside and in the front of the house. Oh, your brakes messed up. Your daddy trying to show you how to do it because that's where he made his money. He knew it. College was a huge downfall for black people. I don't care what nobody.
Major.
They can talk about all the degrees that we got, the amount of debt that we accumulated, and the amount of time that we wasted. It was a waste of time.
Yeah, we got we definitely got scammed, and we got duped on it for sure.
Go to college to become a therapist and go back to your area where no one wants therapy.
Right.
So now I'm in debt. I'm a therapist, and I don't have no clientele because I opened in a black neighborhood.
There's no market for it. Yeah. Waste of time.
We never did it because we never did it. We went to Big Mama house and laid on her lap and told her what was going on, and then we went on about our week afterwards. We went to go see Uncle Elroy where he could take our pain and turn it into a joke. We weren't the type to go sit and lay on the couch and talk about problems. Most men don't know that meditation was created by Buddhists for men to forget what happened yesterday and move into the next day with all of that stuff emptied out of you. Meditation was never practiced by women. If you go look at the statues, it's all men. If you read all of the readings, it's for men to be able to forget about what happened and move on the next day and get the job done. Now we're harboring stuff from when we was 6. I be talking to dudes that, my mom did this when I was like 8 years old, and bro, you 30.
Right.
I shouldn't be hearing about stuff that happened when you're 6, you're 30. Let it go.
That creates like a emotional, mental constipation, bro. Like you're not.
And those are the dangerous niggas.
You know? Yeah.
Those are the dangerous niggas. That's the ones that's clapping shit up. That's the one because they've never been taught this. They never had no one say, yo, no one cares about your feelings. Get over it. You got work to do. There's still work that
here's how to cope. And here's how to cope with it. Here's how to get it out. Because you gotta get it out, like you said.
Have to get it out.
Whether it's through meditation or talking to somebody or
boxing, running,
something.
Out, something. You need an outlet.
You need an outlet for sure, and that's definitely something too, bro. Because when you look at the rates of the violence of men towards black women, that's even increasing to the point where they're these young brothers they killing them girls, like at a high rate.
You know why? Because
in front of the children and like this is it's crazy.
When mama got mad, mama popped you and then told you about what happened afterwards. If they daddy would have been around, they would have talked to you first, then fucked you up afterwards.
Right.
But you're going to get the lesson first. And then I'm going to talk to you again afterwards. Sometimes you got to get yelled at by daddy and go get a hug from mommy afterwards. That's the balance of having two parents.
Exactly.
Because my dad, I used to be terrified to have to talk to him because I knew this was going to be a very stern conversation right here. But it didn't break me. It moved me like a soldier. The same way that the sergeant, the drill sergeant got to yell at the maggots to get themselves in order. Men need that. That's the only way we understand shit. Stop being a bitch,
right.
get up and let's go. That's why when they come out of the military, they ready. That's why when they come out of jail, they ready. It's been somebody there telling them, we don't give a fuck. Keep going.
Yep.
Oh,
Keep
you're not done with those pull-ups. We said we're
right.
doing 10 sets today. We're doing 10 sets today. We said we running the lap 5 times. We running the lap 5 times. They don't have that anymore.
Excuses.
But they need it. They need it because those excuses ain't going to get you nowhere. No one cares. Your wife still needs to be taken care of. Your kids still need to be taken care of. I don't care if I wake up and I'm sick. I still got a job to do. I don't care if I wake up and I'm tired. I still got a job to do. I don't care about if I'm happy, sad. None of that matters because there's a job that still needs to be done. Young men need to learn that at a very young age, that the world is not going to care. You need to get up and work. Find an outlet, whether get a punching bag in your backyard, find something to be able to decompress all of that information that you got held up. Because if not, you wind up as a shooter, which makes it very easy for you because you got a lot of anger you've been waiting to unleash on everybody. Yeah, sad situation.
Yep, I totally agree with you, bro. I just feel like once again, like we being able to identify this, we have to create something to where these young men can learn this.
Yes.
I don't know. At this time, I don't know what the solution is because we've tried a lot of different things.
We got to pull Andrew Tate. We got to pull Andrew Tate. We got to show them men who live the lifestyle. Man, sometimes I spend money on clothes that I don't want to spend. I buy Jordans I don't want to buy. I would rather wear my cultural stuff, but sometimes you got to look like them and talk like them to be able to get them to listen to you. So unfortunately, that's what I got to do. Sometimes I don't like making certain music, but hey, if that'll pull you into my page to be able to get you to the rest of this information, let me at least get your ear for a quick second. I'm not talking the same stuff that these other old niggas was talking. I'm not here to extort you. I'm not here to help you just so I could get a bag off of you later on.
Right.
I'm just tired of seeing y'all going to jail and dying, and I know that you guys are worth more than that. Now, if we can make some money together, we gonna make some money together, no matter what. I'm about to change everything that you've ever heard and ever thought about. And unfortunately, it was Andrew Tate who was able to do it because Kevin Samuels wound up passing away. But you need men that live a lifestyle that the young boys want to do, but they're going to have to learn to go about it a different way. How did you get there? Oh, I'm an engineer. What the hell is an engineer? Let me show you. let me show you.
That's a good, bro. That's good. I like what you said. We have to show them. We have to show them a better lifestyle that they would desire. Then I like that.
But because then we'll show them another way to get there.
And then show exactly, because really that's what the rappers do. They're showing a lifestyle that that young men desire and want.
Yes.
But they're showing them what they're saying they did to get there is fucking tripping them up.
Bingo. You're going to have to sell these bricks. You're going to have to pop these yerks. You're going to have to spin the block. You're going to have to. No. I could show you a way. I tell people all the time, look at the hip hop awards and look at the YouTube awards and tell me if they look the same. Those people pulling up in Bentleys at the YouTube awards, they own that Bentley. I know people making $200K a month on YouTube. I know rappers who signed a $3 billion deal that don't have $200K to themselves. But I know YouTube people that are making that monthly. I know people making millions monthly. You guys are on TikTok. You guys are on Facebook. Actually gives you the biggest bag out of all of them. So if you can get that Facebook money, that's the biggest bag out of all of them. But there's so many other ways to rack up these millions, and it's not just stocks. It's not all of the boring stuff. You guys could really get involved in things that you enjoy greatly.
Just your lifestyle. Yep.
Just your lifestyle. Like I knew when I spoke, people listen. I don't know why. I never questioned it. I just knew when I spoke, people listen. Okay, it's time for me to get a podcast because if I'm speaking and people are going to listen, but it also puts some pressure on you as a man because you gotta do right. Yeah, you can't be you can't be doing wrong and sitting here trying to teach the young boys, and they're gonna be like, "What? You ain't even living right." How that's gonna work? Like I
just see you beat your wife ass on the corner last week, man. What you talking about?
What are you talking about? Yeah, I just heard about you spinning the block on somebody the other day. How you trying to tell us to chill? No, you gotta show them like, yo, but chilling ain't just what they're talking about. Chilling ain't just getting old and sitting at home and doing nothing no more. No, there's so much life out here for y'all to live. Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys never got to go camping. Y'all never got to go out in the woods. Y'all never got to go to Boy Scouts. Y'all never got to do some of these things that men are supposed to do. One of the most watched things on YouTube is men that go out into the wild by themselves with a dog and build a log cabin and live. You will see millions of views on these. Why? Because all men need that. You need that second to yourself to be able to gather your thoughts, find out who you are with no interference, with nobody around. Nature will tell you what it is that you're supposed to do. It'll keep pulling you back. And it's not rapping, it's not basketball, it's not football. I'm going to tell most of y'all that right now. Most of y'all have a skill that's worth way more than all of those. Worth way more than all of those. You could be the business mind that starts a new football league. You could be somebody who owns a new football team. You could be the jersey designer. You guys don't even think about stuff like that. Who's designing the jerseys? Who's designing the stadiums? Who's the architects? Who's the structural engineers? Who's the ones taking care of the field? That's the bag right there.
Or even just come up with a whole new sport that's never even been thought about.
Whole new sport. You don't fuse two sports together, basketball and football or some shit, and now you can tackle and be able to come up with something new. But you guys don't have that inventiveness because y'all been forced to be men at 7. Y'all didn't have a daddy in the house, so at 7 and 8, that manly nature naturally kicks in. I need you guys to tap back into your little boy mind. I need you guys to tap back into that imagination. There's some shit y'all left behind that you still need. You threw it away because you had to become the man of the house. Mama need help with the bills. You can't get the Jordans you want for school. You hitting the trap. I understand it. I get it. I'm not here to even judge y'all about that. But there's other ways to be able to do this. There's other ways to be able to do this. And I know y'all not going to be able to quit cold turkey, but let me talk about some investments y'all can make so y'all can see an exit strategy. Because most of y'all are at the fork of the road and both roads lead to nowhere. Both of them fall off of a fucking waterfall. Yeah. And that's why y'all scared to take a left or a right. But truthfully, you need to go backwards a little bit to the left and then go forward. Y'all went the complete wrong direction a long time ago. But those skills are necessary. I know for my son, I'm going to homeschool him until he's able to get his GED. The second he gets his GED, I'm sending him off to trade school, and then we'll open a business in whatever trade he decided to go to trade school for. That's where you get the money at. Then from there, we start to hire his friends, and then his friends teach that skill to others. We open other stores. Now we got competition. Competition brings the bag. Irish Spring is never going to stop just because Dove is around, because there's some people who are strictly Irish Spring. There's some people that are strictly Dove. But because there's those two options, it brings more money. Now we got commercials. Now, little do we know they both probably owned by the same goddamn company, but that's irrelevant. that's irrelevant. This is the information that you guys need. All you guys hear about is rapping, football, and basketball. I don't hear you guys want to be anything else, but there's a lot of money doing other stuff. Do you guys know how much I've been offered just to install fruit trees in people's backyards? Do you guys know that if you go online and you buy a fucking peach tree, a peach tree is like $140 shipped to your door? Do you know how many peach trees you can make off of one peach tree? You can grab 50 to 60 trees off of a big enough one peach tree. Exactly. And they sell for $140 a whop, and you'll sell out weekly. That's a big bag right there. You guys see the commercials with the exotic fruits that you could buy the box of? One fruit in there be $100. They'll send you one fruit, $100. You guys could grow this exact same thing, but no one's thinking of stuff like that. They're not thinking that far ahead.
I think that's why we need to have these types of conversations and things, because when they see us have these. And they look like, and it's people that look like them, and they see us have these types of conversations, and then they can get this information and be like, oh damn, I never thought about it like that. There's been plenty of times, and I'm sure for yourself as well, when we were young, when I was younger, somebody stopped me or along my journey, and they gave me some, hey man, check this book out, bro. Go do this or go do that, or look, let me give you a couple gems real quick. Let me drop some
knowledge on you.
Knowledge on you. And I never looked at it that way. Never even thought about it. Never even.
It hits later.
It hits later. And I listened to him, and I would go read the book, or I would go, and it completely changed the course of my life, bro.
Now we read that book earlier. Yeah, you know what it was? That's what happened to me in jail. I'm sitting there cleaning the things, and there was this black guy there. He just kept looking at me, shaking his head every day. And I just, hi sir, how you doing? And I would take out his trash and I would go. And then he just stopped me one day, and he gave me a book. What was it? He gave me I think it was a Malcolm X book or something, and he said, read this book and don't bring it back to me until you read the entire thing. Finally read the whole thing. I brought it back to him and he said, now, what do you think? I said, I think I'm going to win. And he said, you got it. And I never spoke to him again. He never spoke to me again. I never seen him again after that. It's like he didn't even work there. He was there for like 3 days. I seen him. He gave me this book and I never seen him at the jail again. But that was all was all I needed right there. That was all I needed. I read that book.
Just
it was over.
Just that little. You see what I'm saying?
And it was over.
And
hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all go ahead and share this stream real quick. We'll be right back.
Stepper made this.
Yeah, I'm a cause, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door, yeah. Yeah, I'm a cause, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Money everywhere, I'ma get mine for show. Why you hating shit and I'ma get mine to go. I be on the island trying to zip line the coast. Sitting on the money, I'ma get mine and goes. Yeah, I'm a cause, got the suicide dose. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times 4. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Money everywhere, I'ma get mine for show. Why you hating shit and I'ma get mine to go. I be on the island trying to zip line the coast. Sitting on the money, I'ma get mine and goes.
Okay, I'm back. My bad.
Nah, you good, bro. I appreciate the little. Yeah, I like it, bro. I like it.
Oh yeah, I gotta set you up, man. So
bro, me and you, we gotta talk. I like
people like you. And here's the thing that I started doing. I started realizing that this is how this is gonna have to work. Some of us are gonna have to go, and we're gonna have to pay a lot of money to get this information. And I did it. I took the courses that were necessary. I learned the economics necessary. I learned about LLCs and how bullshit they were. I learned about trust and all the actual ways to be able to make money. I went and took those courses and I paid for them my goddamn self so I could come back and give it to people for free. All of us should not have to pay for everything to be able to get it. So when people hit me up, yo, bro, I want to get a podcast star. I know it's people on YouTube who charge you $200 a course to learn how to get a page going and be able to green screen and do all this stuff. Bro, I'll teach you that shit in 25 minutes and you will never need my help again. I'll give you a couple of videos to touch up on what you need to. Here, go. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to see us all win. Just later on, do a live stream with me. We'll share each other's audience and I'm fine. I don't need no payment from y'all. I charge other people enough that I could give it to my people for free.
That's right.
And I think that's the way that it needs to be done. So it's certain carpenters on the weekends, you just gonna have to hit record on your camera and start recording yourself doing that landscaping, doing that carpentry, doing the welding. And the young boys, I guarantee you, if you talk to them in their language, they'll listen.
Yes.
Yeah, Rick Ross went and got some cows on his land. Young men didn't understand it at first. They do now. I bet you they'll have some cows on their land if they get some. Rick Ross cut his own grass now. That made a major impact. I bet you young boys start cutting their grass now.
No, you're right.
Things like that matter.
Right. The image and the symbolism, and it does matter for sure. Absolutely, bro. And that goes to what we were saying. Like if you see like a brother like yourself that started a podcast and you got everything organized with your intros and everything, like it looks good. And now it's like, oh, a young boy sees that, he's like, oh, I could do that too. I believe I can try that too.
And they got to know that you're cool enough to reach out and ask a question.
Right.
Because some people seem so untouchable. Some people just seem like they're so far ahead. Like, it's humbling sometimes when people hit me and be like, yo, bro, I really didn't even think you would answer. Who the fuck do you think I am? Who do you think I am? I'm nobody special. I am you. I always answer. I always answer all my DMs, all my questions. I always answer. You can ask anybody who's ever had to hit me up for anything. I may be late, but I always respond, especially if you need some information on something. I got you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
We can't get so untouchable. Go ahead, though.
Let me ask you this, bro, because I don't want to hold you up too long because I know you got stuff to do. I got to go take care of something too.
Yeah.
But my question for you is, because everything that I want to do, right? I always want to try to have solutions to what can be done, what we can do to improve it, right? What do you think? I want you to give me 2 or 3 reasons, or 2 or 3 things that you think we can do collectively to improve the relationships between black men and black women?
Two things we could do. Hit the reset button on both ends. On both ends, we need to hit the reset button. Men, negate all of this stuff that you've been hearing about the way that you're supposed to act as a man towards a woman, because most of this information is coming from guys who's been losers their whole life, and they finally coming into some money in their 40s, and they're just teaching you how to completely dislike women, and they're trying to teach you that all women are going to be the same no matter who you are as a person. Women change based on who they're with, as long as you conduct yourself like a man. On the woman's side, you need to reset, because women have taught y'all a whole bunch of bullshit too about the way that y'all need to act, the way about y'all need to treat y'all man. So we need to hit the reset button on all that whack ass information that's been given to us. We need to go back to what naturally feels good and stay with what naturally feels good. If you're with that guy, the hell with what your friends got to say. If you with that girl, the hell with what your friends got to say. Y'all stay together, y'all build, y'all raise them children, y'all do what's supposed to be right based off what y'all believe in. My second thing would be men. This one mainly gonna be for the men. Stop arguing with women. Like y'all wonder why they think we're so weak. Y'all wonder why they think we zesty, because they're used to arguing with other women. They're not used to seeing men going back and forth and raising their voice and getting these attitudes, and they believe that that's zesty behavior. They're not used to men arguing with women like that. Y'all gotta stop doing that. If you said something, stand on what you said. That's it. You don't go back and forth with no woman. They're not ever gonna respect nothing like that. Leave that wherever you learned that at. I'm not sure where you got that from, but leave that back there wherever you learned that at. That would be my two things.
Okay. Listen, bro. I'm co-signing what you said. I think if we could get those two things down, because I totally agree with you.
Because we can start from scratch and everything will be good.
We can get those two things down. Things can get changed and go back to where it needs to be.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. And man, bro, thanks for having you on the show.
I appreciate you, bro.
We'll make sure that we have you back. DM me so we can get you all set up so you can have your own podcast. As soon as he gets his podcast started, everybody that's on my YouTube or whatever, his link will be in the description right here. You guys will be able to access all of his social medias directly from here in the description box.
Peace, bro. Appreciate you.
Peace.